I'm good. I'm good.
Well, I'm gonna be
I think I'm
honest.
doing well.
I'm tired. I'm
Doing
tired.
Yeah.
well.
I'm tired, boss. I'm tired.
Oh, shucks.
I'm
Don't get
tired.
tired. Get wine.
Now that was.
I said, don't get tired.
I'm gonna get some wine when I get off of here. But I'm tired, boss. I'm tired. You know, it's the time of the
I know
year. You know,
the workplace demands are something. I
I
tell you.
know, because it's like
It
right now,
was.
woo, everything is so chaotic, y'all. It's so chaotic. I am really glad that I have a really nice and understanding boss. You know what I mean? But I know I had different before, but that could make it more exhausting. But okay, you know, it is what it is. But I think you grow. But that's what I wanted to talk about tonight. Because Celeste, you a boss. Are you a nice boss, Celeste?
Are you nice, Les?
Are you not?
Oh, wow. They're going to be listening, huh? I'm very nice.
I know you are. I used to
I'm
work
very
with
nice.
you. I used to
But
work
I
with
will
you.
tell you this. I will tell you this. You'll probably be surprised. I like to laugh. I like to laugh, but I don't play too much. I don't do a lot of playing. I don't like to play games. I don't get on a personal level with pretty much anybody. I know it sounds bad, but I don't.
No.
I need this to be a clear understanding. We're not friends. I'm friendly, but we're not friends.
But you know, I think
Because when you're at work, you have a job to do. Mm-hmm.
most of the time, and it's actually research behind this, you should not form a personal relationship with, you know, your direct reports. That does not establish the trust factor, which is the most important thing. If they feel like they can trust you, then they're going to work for you. If they feel like they can't, you know, that's a whole different, you know, maybe that's how we get into horrible bosses. You know what I mean? I have a different idea about horrible bosses, but I think that if I didn't trust a person because they didn't do what they say or say what they were supposed to do, that's a whole different thing. And I'm sure we all have had it. And I guess the whole purpose of this episode is to, you know, talk about how do you manage it? How do you manage it? Because we all know our own personalities. And because I can say for myself, I consider myself, well, I'm probably not like that now because I'm not a boss. I'm just a person that works, you know, and I'm not just a person that works, but I don't have reporting people or
I know
anything
what you
like
mean.
that. And I want it like that, you know. But when I did, I was very firm, you know what I mean? But I felt like I was very fair. And that's not always what people see in you. You see what I'm saying? Because, you know what I mean? Sometimes people see what they want to see, even if they don't self-identify. But I don't want to make it all like, you know, all this episode all ugh, but I want to make this episode kind of fun too. So anybody got stories about when they had a horrible boss? You ain't gotta get no names. I don't want somebody looking and coming and dragging us.
Well, I
But
say I don't like a boss that is a micromanager.
oh yes,
Yeah.
And I've had that in the past before. You know, give me my marching orders and let me do it because I'm going to be professional enough. I'm going to be timely enough to do the job that you know, that I'm paid to do. And I don't like anybody, or when we get in a meeting and everything is so negative, negative, negative. You know, I don't like that. Talk to the person who is actually doing it. Like if they have something, they talking to everybody, but they really need to speak to one person. Please don't do that because that's a turn off to
but
me.
you know, I was just having a
That is.
conversation about this with my mentor today, Keisha. I think that when a supervisor does that, it's because they are afraid to approach that person that was doing all those different things. Because I've been in situations where I can hear like the genre that means everybody's included when everybody is not included. You know, it's like, okay, that could not possibly be my scenario. So why don't you go and direct Crazy Sue over here because we know it's her ass. You know what I mean? But you won't do that. So everybody is feeling like Why are you, you know what I mean? Why are you saying this to us? You see what I'm saying? And it's a downer. But I agree. I agree that micromanaging and that, putting everybody in the same category and bucket is not a good thing. So have you ever addressed a supervisor that did that in a way to let them know that,
Oh, absolutely.
What did you do?
First of all, I'm not that professional as I probably should be.
Yes, you are. I work with you.
Yes, you are.
Work-wise, yes, but sometimes the conversations I have are not, so point in case, my director that I have now, his personality is a little different than mine, and he has different experiences, so therefore his jokes are a little different, and I had to make it clear, you and I are not friends. And let's not start that, because what's going to happen is you're going to make a joke that doesn't sound funny to me, and I'm going to take it as a personal attack, and it's going to be a problem. So let's not do that. I know my triggers.
You did that though. Yeah,
I know, but I manage up more than I manage down.
Okay.
I manage up. I've had supervisors at Verizon. I said, this ain't gonna work. This monkey on my back thing, that ain't gonna work. It's gonna shut me down. That ain't gonna work. And if you a great manager, you know how to manage different people at different levels.
True.
You might be a micromanager, but maybe it's going to work for you to write it down for me, but don't come up over here like this. You're going to have to do it differently with different people, right?
That's true.
So I have to explain to them, yo, I'm going to give you 110%. You ain't got to watch me. But if you want to watch me, go behind the door and look through a peephole. Because if I see you, it's going to slow me down.
Yeah.
So I manage up, and I tell them, I know you need this, but this is what I need to perform. Otherwise, I'm going to chill and let you do it all. Because we ain't going to build, we can't both fuck this cat. We both can't do it. We can't do it.
I agree with you. I think that, go ahead, Keisha.
No, I was going to ask a different question. So what do you do? We want to lighten it up. What do you do if you have a nosy coworker? Somebody, just you doing your job, and they all coming to you, asking you what you're doing, or just in your face, just all the time.
You better ask Kim, because you don't want to know what I would say.
Okay, I'll tell you exactly what I do, because I'm when I tell people that we have a podcast, people always say, what, because you don't really talk much at work and stuff like that, because I want you to stay out my damn business and don't ask me nothing. I have my AirPods in my ear, and they don't even have to be on. That is the first clue. I don't want to be bothered. Okay.
Oh.
And and I do the same thing for other people, because sometimes I feel like in a mood I want to talk to, some of my coworkers, something like that. But I always look at their signals around them. You know what I mean? Are they talking? Are they doing something? You know what I mean? Ask them. Be respectful of that. So I think that if you just don't look at people's boundaries, you're gonna fall into that black hole. Now, have I worked around people like that? Yes. And then my whole damn day is ruined. I can't get my work done, and you just keep talking and you going on about stuff. And then there's usually some idle gossip that I don't want to hear. Eventually it's not gonna. I'm either change the day I work or do something. I'm gonna get away from them. I am. Because actually, I did work with somebody who would never stop talking through the whole day.
I do too. I have a coworker, and she just talks all the time. Bless her heart. I just shut my door. I have my music on in the morning. And see, that's my music. I'm actually thinking process, stuff I need to do, run down, list of stuff, music on. I shut my door. So now they know my door is shut. Then when I open my door, I'm ready for the kid. The kids are coming in at a certain time. Now we can talk, but that young, first thing in the morning, please don't. I'm talking about stuff I don't even want to talk about or hear about.
And I'm not a morning person. So
you gotta set boundaries.
Quiet.
Yeah.
You gotta set boundaries. I have somebody, and I'm a talker, and I told her, me and you together, we ain't gonna get nothing done. So you got 1 minute, and give me the details, because I'm gonna lose interest. And literally, she'll go, okay, 1 minute. and then you got to come out from over here. Because we're not going to get anything done all day.
Okay,
And
so I
it's
have
random
another question.
sometimes.
You're working and your coworker, right, constantly keeps asking you for different things to help her do her job.
Yeah.
I don't have that situation, but
I don't
I
mind
can
helping.
imagine.
I don't mind helping, but if I'm working on something else, I'd say, just wait a minute, give me a minute and I'll get back to you, you know. But I would, you know, help anybody because I want them to help me if I don't know the answer to a question.
I feel the same.
But yeah. So
But I do
chair is
respect
going
people's,
down.
I respect people's time. And I have to know that, you know, if you're doing something, I'm the one that needs, so I gotta be the one that waits. You see what I'm saying? Not just make it about me. So yeah, that's another one. And I actually had this situation happen, or it didn't happen to me, but I heard it. This is another question. What happened if you hear your boss talking about someone else's personal business to another coworker, and it's not a favorable thing? What would you do?
You know, I
This
hear
person
and
used,
don't hear.
if this and if the person that they're
No,
talking about used to report to them.
I hear and don't hear and keep it moving. I'm gonna tell you, I'm really in the mind space of mine in my,
Sorry,
as long
y'all
as
can
you don't
hide
come in
my
my
voice in a
lane.
minute.
If it's not in my lane, I'm pretty good about, okay, that's how they
That's
go.
good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't have the time.
My smart Alec would be something like, he asked me the next day, how you doing? I said, I ain't telling you nothing because I hear you talking about everybody's business in the street. I can't talk to you. No. I'm gonna let him know.
You know that you could be reported to human resources for doing stuff like that, and somebody hearing you. But I just wanted to know, like, you know, how would you feel if you know that your boss, and a lot of times, you know, you can have a family situation going on, or, you know, be in a tumultuous relationship, and you need to take time off, and you see what I'm saying? And then you hear your boss talking about this to some other person.
But see, that teaches you how to move too, because therefore, just like Celeste said, I'm not gonna tell you too much. You know, you on a need to know basis. If I'm off, then I'm just off because I have the days to be off. You know, that's it. But if I know that that's what you're doing, if it's something really serious, other than if I'm sick or whatever. But if it's something personal and I'm off and I find out that they're talking about that, then that tells me how to move.
Because you know that stuff like that will come back to you. You'll find out. You'll definitely find out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you know. So I don't really. I had one situation where I had, and this was like a couple years ago, where I can call this person a really horrible boss. And I think that's some strong words if you call somebody a horrible boss. You know what I mean? But this person was really a horrible boss. They was horrible to the fact that from the first time, from the onset of meeting them, they were very, very negative. Like, I'm gonna just give you a generic situation. You just newly hired, okay, and you're being greeted by everybody in the agency, and the next thing you have to meet your new supervisor and director, and the director tells you, "How did you get this job?" No hello, no nothing. How did you get this job?
Oh, okay.
What that mean?
I wanted to know what they mean too.
You don't know anything. How did you get here? In other words, right? How did you land here?
So he asked you. They asked the person, "How did you get this job?"
How did you? They didn't say hello. They invited them to their office instead of like giving them, you know, a greeting. The first thing that came out their mouth is, "How did you get this job?"
Same way you got yours. I did what you did.
You may not want to say that.
But I'm saying, how dare you?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, do you see how offensive that could be? Somebody just come
that is offensive. Very offensive.
How did you get this job? You know, so I always say when you have a horrible boss and you know they're horrible, my thing is always dot your I's and cross your T's. Because if you are doing the right thing, even if it doesn't work out for you to be at this job and you have to move on or so on and so on, my recommendation is always to protect you. You know what I mean? And when I say protect you, whatever is expected of you, you probably have to reciprocate it back to make sure it's clear understanding the document. I'm always talking about document everything. Document when you went to the bathroom, document when you came in the building, document. And I would always recommend that if you feel like that this horrible boss or this person that's in, authority is it's now to the point where it's threatening your livelihood, you always have the right of having someone else who is, I guess, your second ear or your protection to be a part of a mediation for you. You know what I mean? Because it's always steps, because I believe you need to take certain steps to let people know there's something that's not going right. If all fails, there's other agencies that you can reach out to express your concerns and have it evaluated from there. So I think in this, I just want to take a twist on it. When I worked with certain people, like compared to men to women, I always noticed that, men lead in a different way. You know what I mean? They lead in a different way because I think they're more protective, especially when it comes down to, like, let's be honest, they don't want to get sexual harassment and things like that. So they're kind of protective in the language that they use. But when it comes to working for women, I think that we're more in the nurturing type. So we're more listeners and we'll take that in. That may not always work, you know what I mean? Because it can backfire on you. But again, I think that it's a trust thing that you establish. And if you have a horrible boss, you know what I mean? I think that if you're not a horrible person, because you could think the boss is horrible and you horrible as hell too, because you don't do your work or anything like that. But if you have a horrible boss, I think there's always ways that you can make sure that that horrible boss is exposed. That's just my feeling. So what you guys think?
I want to twist it a different area. I want to talk about the peers, the people that work with you that come from this new age.
God,
don't want to really work.
Oh God,
they don't really want to work.
Well, I just know that you have young adults. Keisha got young adults. Just to have conversation with them, it's different. It's different. They're not, and in a way. So Celeste, I do respect that they have low tolerance for BS. You know what I mean? That they're not going to endure bullshit.
Oh no, they're not going to do it.
They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. We probably have done took a shovel and put a lot of it in the backseat of our car that we endured so much. You know what I mean?
We do.
Yeah, really, we do. But I think that all comes because you raise your daughter and sons. I mean your daughters and sons, and you know what you taught them. Can you honestly say right now that they following everything that you taught them to do, especially when it comes to work ethic?
They ain't doing none of that stuff, but I don't want to work with me. They be quietly quitting on the low. I'm like, guys, no, we're not going to work hard.
No, this is not going to work for me.
Yeah.
But you're staying right there.
Oh my God, I had a conversation with my son. He was saying the same thing. He was like, and I was just looking at him because I was like, I have to respect my son's boundary. My son is a good boy and good man. And, but when he says things, he mean it. You're like, no, I'll do this for a while, but then I'm going to go off and do things in life because I'm not going to be trapped down in this kind of stuff. I was like, what you talking about? And I was like, okay, all right. Cool boy.
Yeah, they're not.
So how do you resolve that conflict when you're working amongst? It's not just the young folks. Some of the older people are trying to adapt that stuff now. How do you work with them? What
Because
do you
it's just
do?
like
You just
catching a cold and being in a closed environment. That mess spreads. Once they see little Susie May over there acting a fool, you know what I mean? And and provisions are being put in because Susie May is showing her butt. Guess what? Hell, I might as well show my butt too. Because hell, if we still want to keep our job, not like before, or hell, if they can quit, I guess I can go figure out what they're gonna do when they quit too. It's all right.
Mhm.
I think we live with more fear and be like, I can't lose this
Yeah, we
job.
do.
I got these bills to pay and stuff like that. I don't know what they think, but that's not one
They,
of them.
they think the heck with it, and I'm gonna be happy. They choose happiness over sacrificing a lot.
And I get it.
Is
Just
that
don't work
wrong
with
though?
me.
Is that wrong?
No, I don't think so. I'm like you, Kim. I just love I just love their thought pattern when it
I
comes to
love their
that.
tenacity.
They are
And
not fearful. They would jump, and they're quickly to tell you this is not working for me. Oh no,
I'm
no, no.
okay with that. Then go. Because what you're doing is holding a space. We are officially gently supervising. Forget gently parenting. We are gently supervising because we're like, well, I don't want to say anything because no, we're doing extra work because they're quietly quitting. That's
You
not
know
and
what?
okay.
that's what
This
happens. That's what happens. That's what happens.
this
They just,
this is a sidebar. This is a sidebar, but it may um be connected. Um, I was recently watching something on something TV or something, and it was saying this new generation, they need to actually be praised 3 times a week.
what the
Like
frick?
saying you're doing a good job. With us, it's like suck that stuff up. You don't get talked about. Nobody, we don't have time to say, oh, you do the good job. And they if they don't hear that, then they can't they constantly have to be praised. It was actually a report. And we was like, what? So that means so and so how many times a year, if you calculate it, this is how much time you have to,
Oh, picture
praise or say nice
being a
things to that
supervisor
generation
of
to keep
those
them
of
going.
that.
So if you're the supervisor to that and they're not being fulfilled in a way of, you're saying great job or you did this great or that great, and you're constantly giving that feedback, then they might be
Yeah, I actually
willing to
do
quit.
that. I do that every morning. And it might not be in the form of you're doing a great job, but I connect with them every morning because I'm
Okay.
connecting because I want to make sure ain't nobody having a mental breakdown or whatever. So every morning I gotta see your eyes. I go, good morning. You gotta turn around, let me see what's going on. Because I need to know if it's gonna be a bad day, if it's gonna be a good day. It's 15 of y'all. I need to know what's going on. But praising, I do some praising. All I'm saying is if that's your stance, I support it.
Mm-hmm.
Stop wasting space. Stop wasting space. There's people
I
lined
agree.
up that want a job.
But I
And
think
you
this is I think this is the new generation we live in. And even down to, not accepting, the mindset, I'm gonna go get a job and build myself till I get there. Oh, hell no, that
mm-mm,
ain't happening. You know what I mean? If I don't get
mm-mm.
the job that I like right now, I'm not just doing that job. You know what I mean? Like, what? I have a hard time understanding it. And then I say, maybe my parents had a hard time understanding me, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's a struggle because I don't know why they're shocked that they're getting AI to put to supplement the workforce because
Mhm.
it's just so flighty right now and things still have to be done and there is no and check me if I'm wrong. There's no in between. You know what I mean? It's like, can you just do that until you find
Mm-mm.
something? It's like, oh no,
Yeah.
I'm not doing
Yeah,
that.
I quit.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah,
no.
how you gonna pay your bills? Yeah, I'm not worried about the bills. Yeah. Let me tell you, I hired this young lady on the spot. I'm one of those people. It doesn't matter about your interview and your resume for me. It's some kind of connection that I get when I talk to you. You know what I'm saying? And then I have to fit you into my team because my team is diverse. So I don't need another Keisha, another Kim. I need somebody that's going to work well with Kim and Keisha and all of, what. So I hired her on the spot. And I said, something about you. Boom. Got it in there. Boom. 2 days went by and I was like, what's that smell? Girl, she chochibaed up high, weeded up every morning. She's so high. I didn't know what the smell was. I finally said, babe, did you smoke before you got there? She said, you could smell it. I said, yes. And you I want you to work here. She said, all right. She said, all right, I'm gonna do better. She said, girl, I was smoking with my clothes off this morning.
and just come out and tell you.
because it's legal. You know what I'm saying? It was just crazy. I ended up having to get rid of her. But just
and then you
frustrated.
Like what? Like have some common sense. Do you need to smoke weed before you leave the house every day?
And you don't know you smell like it? Like, look, you smoke weed, right?
I know, but if you smelling like it, jeez. You know.
And here's the caveat. She wasn't doing a good job, so it wasn't helping.
Oh my God. See, you funny, Celeste. I'm just saying,
some people work better high. I don't know.
I just think we're in the era of it's not even compromise. It's like you got to get what you can get. You see what I'm saying? It's not even compromising anymore. I smoke weed. Y'all don't like it? I'm supposed to work at 9. I'm coming 10:30. Y'all don't like it? That's how it is.
I had to go to the bathroom.
And I don't like the way you talk to me. You can't
every day. Don't even get into that. Don't even get into that.
So it's a different time, though. It's a different time. So I hope that young people today understand that at some point you got to compromise. Just a tad bit. And then they wonder why it's a lot of older people in the workforce. You know what I mean? Because somebody got to work.
But it be the seniors too. Girl, I done worked here 20 years and everything changed and I ain't doing nothing.
Well, that's a different caliber of person. The ones that have been there for 45 years, you ain't getting nothing out of them. They're not leaving the building. They're going to stay right there. Then you're stuck with them. You know what I mean? You stuck with them and they be nasty as a raccoon. You be like, you walk by, you be like, hey, Miss Mary, how you doing today? Somebody moved my damn trash can and I ain't thought when I worked here for 45 years, I don't have all that stuff like that going on in my area. Did you pay rent in your area, Miss Mary? Because I'm a little confused where you head over here. But, you got to tread lightly around them. So they not leaving the building. The young people leaving the building. I think we just in a hot mess. We just gonna have to deal with it. But this was a good episode, y'all. Really good. Any final thoughts?
I guess we all need to be. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My final thought would be if you have workplace conflict, to watch your tone and to set your boundaries.
I don't know what's going on with my computer, but my final thoughts is that I guess we have to be more understanding of each other in order to make this work. Just like the supervisor that's a micromanager, you have to understand that that's how he operates, and he has to understand this is not how I operate. We got to find a medium.
Absolutely.
If
you don't like your job and you just want to quit, please just find another job before you come in here wasting our time and our good paperwork to come in here, and then you don't want to work here. Try to think a little bit more. That's just, that's on the real. Think a little bit more before you go in there and disrupt the business. So, great episode, ladies. It was funny too. So, who's joining me tonight? Even though I can see y'all.
It's your girl Celeste, and if you come for $15 an hour, that's the pay. That's the pay. That's the pay. Don't get mad next week because it's $15. That's the pay. It's your girl Celeste.
Celeste is the best. This is your girl Keisha, where we're going to be emotionally and professionally mature.
And I'm your girl Kimmy, and we will have a new episode next Wednesday. So thank you, ladies of Let's Chit Chat Sis. Have a wonderful week on purpose. Take care.